So let's. I want to talk about F3. That's what you just came from,
Yeah.
and I'm going to bring that up on the screen. But this is a men's organization, right? So go ahead and as I bring this up and talk about what F3 is, how you came across. There's like 296 regions in the world, or I think there's like a huge region in Australia and some other countries, and of course there's a huge predominance here in the U.S. But let's talk about F3.
Yeah, it's really a great. I think it's just a great thing. I mean, I was introduced to it by a friend of mine from Haleyville, Chad, and so this was in June, and he just invited me, and I'd heard of it before when I was in Birmingham, but it was never close enough, and so I always wanted to try it. So Chad said, "Here you go. You want to go?" I said, "Oh, why not? Let's do it." So I met him at Big Spring Park on a Saturday morning at 6. And F3 stands for the 3 Fs. It's faith, fitness, and fellowship. It's kind of the main rules are, and by the way, I am not an official spokesman for F3. I don't know everything about it, but I just believe in it and love it. The main thing is it's all men. It's always outside, rain or shine, hot or cold, and it's always it's pure lead. And what else was there? And it's free. So if you're in Huntsville, there is an F3 workout 6 days a week around the city. And some days there's 2 choices to pick from. Birmingham has a lot of them. I think they're going to try to start one in Florence sometime soon. But yeah, they're all over. So, and the thing is it's great. It's like great leadership skills too, because we lead each other. So today we had a guy who moved here from California pretty recently. He wanted a better life for his family. They moved here, and he got invited to F3 pretty quickly. And he was the Q. He led the workout today.
And that rotates,
but you volunteer. There's not like an assignment. You volunteer. Like I volunteer. I'm doing next Friday again. I think that'll be like maybe my 4th Q. It'll be right before I have a birthday. And so have to do a little something extra there. But yeah, it's great. I had a great workout this morning, and I'll be tired today and want a nap.
What kind of what was, and the workouts vary, right, from week to week.
Yeah.
And what was today's like? What was the different sets of things you did?
Today would definitely have some unique movements and exercises. One of them during our warm up was he played Roxanne.
Okay.
And every time we got in a plank position
from the Rolling Stones.
From that's Rod Stewart, right? Or is that Rolling Stones?
I think it's Rolling Stones, the original.
Okay, I don't know which one. I thought it was anyway.
Did Rod Stewart cover it? Okay.
You know what? Somebody's gonna think I'm an idiot now because I don't know, but I'm gonna go with you. So
while you talk,
we planked,
right?
And every time he said Roxanne, we had to do a push up, and every time he said red light, we did a split our legs out. I forgot what you call those. Anyway, so that song got kind of long. It ended up being a lot of quick push-ups and kick-outs. So that was one of them. I mean, we did some bear crawls. We ended up doing a lot of push-ups today. We did some. We also did these imperial walkers, where basically you kick your who is it?
The Police. I was wrong.
What a nut!
I cannot
believe I got that wrong.
I knew it was the Police. I should have known that.
Police, that's like one of my favorite bands. Okay, so we did a lot of crazy things. We did 350 step-ups today on this big fireplace. That's an outdoor fireplace. But that was partner work, and we switch up and run and do some skaters. And so the thing is it's you don't have weights other than maybe what you can. We have cinder blocks. We call them coupons. Some places have playgrounds depending where you meet to work out. We do have access to a playground or two where we're at in Jones Valley, where I go on Fridays. I think it's great if you can have a pull-up bar, if you can have a hill to run up and down.
Yeah.
If you've got some, definitely some grass and a parking lot. So you can mix it up with the combinations are infinite.
Do me a favor. Bring your mic up just a little bit. Like push up on it. Like this. There you go. I want to make sure I get the bass in your voice.
How's that? Okay.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
Okay.
So how do people get recruited? You were just talking about the one guy that came in from California, just moved here. Like, how are they sought out?
It's a neighbor, a friend. You just invite people, and we call it headlocking sometimes, get somebody to show up. Like I invited my neighbor one time. I knew he exercised in his garage.
Right.
His wife exercises a lot. I told him about it, and I said, "Hey, I'm queuing. I'm leading. It was my first one as a VQ, Virgin Q, and back in like September." And he came with me.
Okay.
And he came to one more, and I've offered or invited another neighbor of mine that likes to go, and he hasn't gone yet. I try not to invite too many people because I don't, it's like I don't want to make a big deal about it. Like, hey, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
By saying no to me, because it's a big deal. You do what you want to do. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you want to go, you're very welcome, and I think you would enjoy it. But it's everything you do is modify. So that's a statement right up front. And when whoever's queuing is, hey, these are all suggestions. I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
Modify is needed. And we've got a guy that has bad knees, and he just can't run much. If we have running to do, he does something else. No big deal. I could not do all the push-ups today. I had to do girl push-ups or lay there a little longer than some of the guys. I mean, you just do what you can. It's not we're trying to compete for some type of, trophy or anything. We're just ages from 20 to 65 years old. It's a great age range.
And as a great contrast, so the other day you guys did a workout, I believe, on that frigid morning. I think it was like 5 degrees.
Yeah, 5 degrees. Yeah, minus something wind chill. Yeah, it was last Friday, a 50-degree swing from today.
Yeah, and then today it's what 60-something degrees out.
Yeah,
maybe?
it was 50-something this morning, and much different. No icicles on my beard this morning.
So the idea is that kind of once you get into the program and you get comfortable with it, and you're ready to invite someone, or the instruction is, hey, look out for other guys. If you're at church and someone new shows up, or you're at work and someone new shows up, or a neighbor, just be on the lookout, right? Be on the ready. Notice these types of things.
Think
and
about
invite that person in for inclusion.
Yeah, because think about the guys that need something like this. They don't have time. Maybe they feel like they don't have time to work out. Now, these are all early in the morning. During the week, they're at 5:30. The ones on Saturdays are at 6. And during the week, they're 45 minutes. On Saturdays, they're an hour.
Okay.
At least in our region. I don't know if that's all the way around the country or not. But, guys need other guys. Women need other women. And lots of times we don't make the time for that. This makes it a little bit easier. There is this something that we have where we try to, we have announcements. We have prayer requests. There is a very... there's a Christian feel to it, even though it's not affiliated with any type of religion at all. Predominantly Christian, around here for sure. So we always pray at the end. We pray for people. We take prayer requests. And I think it's a really good opportunity of fellowship and looking out for each other.
Yeah.
And opportunities to lead as well.
It's cool to now look back on all the episodes. I interviewed Penn Garvich, episode 2. He used to be involved with the Corn Ferry Tour and the Huntsville Championship, and now he works for Radiance Technologies. And I guess then you told me after I've known you for a long time, and then we had your episode. I think it was shortly thereafter. You had told me that Penn was also involved with that.
Yeah.
And you saw him at one of the workouts.
Yep, Penn does a lot of rucking. We have a rucking group too, and then he also joins the F3 boot camp workout. So he's had to take a little bit of a break. I know his wife was pregnant and she had some complications, I believe, but I think the baby's been born. But we definitely talked about Penn a lot in our groups.
Sure. So talk now about the fun aspect of, if anyone's been in the military, or in particular, if they've been a pilot, they get like a call sign, and or some nickname, right? Maybe in college or just as a brotherhood. That's sometimes the whole nickname thing is something that guys do.
Yeah.
And there's something that happens, right? It's part of this where everyone's given a nickname, and then at the conclusion of the workout, you kind of go around, I believe, right, and have to like state your name. So can you talk more about that? Because that's a really fun aspect.
Yeah, it's got this military background to it, the guys that started it. But yeah, and we have crazy names for some workouts. But yeah, everybody gets a nickname. And usually, it's usually if you come 2 times, you get a name. And so you just tell about yourself. And then the table is open for people to ask you questions, random questions, whatever. But then something sticks. and sometimes it's something that you're not going to like. It's not going to be anything that's demeaning or
Right.
dirty or anything, but they can be some like, well, there's a guy there this morning. He recently got his name, and he's a big Georgia Bulldogs fan. Well, he made a mistake, and no, I'm sorry, he's a big Georgia Tech fan.
Okay,
and his mistake was letting people know. So guess what his name is? Bulldog.
okay.
So today he
love
made it clear he wore a Georgia Tech sweatshirt and Georgia Tech shorts.
Doesn't matter.
But he's Bulldog, and there's a guy who's I think he's a big Texas fan. His name is Sooner. I mean, it's just, it could be anything. It really could. One guy just he once had a bad haircut, and so one guy's like, "Up, Shaggy, you're Shaggy." So just random stuff.
And what's your nickname?
911.
And how did you
Crazy,
get it?
yeah. Well, it's from where I'm from, Haleyville. And that's where 911 began. That's our claim to fame. And so that came out. And another guy that's active in the group, Chad, he's from Haleyville too. And so he's the only other one that knew what that meant. But somebody approved that, and so that's what I am.
So like you were saying, then there's a little bit of Q&A, and there's just kind of this, almost maybe as the group will kind of come to this consensus on what they're going to name you.
The group
Once they get a feel for it.
and then whoever's queuing that day kind of approves it. Said, okay, this is what we're going to go with.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, man. And yeah, I think guys, we all, when I was talking to Sam, one of the things that ZYP has done is they've teamed up with the Huntsville weight loss centers, and they came to them and several of their on-air personalities, but Sam and Tori in particular, it's like a 63-day program, and they lost like 30 pounds in that time, right? And they've been talking about it on air, but if they hadn't done it together, she was like, that was her accountability partner. Tori was the Sam, and Sam was the Tori. It would have been very difficult. And so when you're trying to get into fitness or you're trying to get on a diet, it is nice to have a group, right? I think that's why these group classes work, or something like F3 works, where you have that outlet, right? You have that additional, that brotherhood in this case to hold you accountable, right?
Because I'm never going to get up early to work out. I don't like early workouts. I've tried it off and on my whole life, and I don't like it. I'd rather work out midday, and that's normally what I do. But on Fridays, I'm getting up early, and I know there's going to be 7 to 15 other guys there that probably feel the same way I do, but we're there together, and so we build off of that.
That's awesome.